Today we're going to be talking about the current meta state of Clash Royale and why the pro players are honestly getting kind of fed up with what's going on in the current meta. We're talking about this deck today, and we're also talking about any variation with Electro Giant and Mirror pretty much because it is such a powerful combo in the game right now. It's everywhere, and not to mention it does not have a lot of easy counters, and I want to share with you guys my opinions, what I think Supercell needs to do, and I want your guys' opinions down below in the comments because a lot of you guys are all different trophy ranges, right? We have people that are 8K watching the channel. We have people that are at 5K watching the channel. We have people at 3K trophies watching the channel. If you see Electro Giant, if you see the mirrored Electro Giant especially, comment down below your thoughts. What's going on? Is it too strong? It doesn't need a buff? Does it need a nerf? Or do they just wait for the next balance changes? Do you think this needs a nerf? Before I say what I want them to do, I do want to quickly describe my thoughts on this, and I want to share with you guys some of the pro players, what they're thinking right now. On screen, we have Kenny CR here saying this game just isn't fun anymore, man. This isn't a retirement tweet, but with all the broken E-Giants going around and the champions, it just takes all the fun away. A lot of people in the replies agreeing with him, right? You also have Riley here, a pro player, saying one of the best log bait players in the game, right? And log bait does actually generally counter Electro Giants. Got some of the best answers to Electro Giant in the entire game. He says most enjoyable the game has ever been since the drill meta in 2021. I wouldn't play the game if I didn't have a YouTube channel, and that says a lot when you consider the hours I've spent this year. Gonna do anything at the community managers. Guys, this is crazy because these are people that love the game. These are people that take the game very seriously, and they want this deck nerfed at any cost. That being said, however, you need to also consider, right, lower ladder players, your casual players. Is this deck a problem for them? Maybe not as much. However, maybe it is. That's why I want you guys to comment down below what's going on with you. The deck is so tricky because when you're going against this deck, it does oftentimes feel like there's nothing you can do. And I've been playing log bait, specifically this variation, and I actually do have some great Electro Giant answers in this deck, right? The Dark Goblin range is fantastic. The cannon, the quick cycle, I oftentimes don't have a problem. But that being said, sometimes the mirrored Electro Giant is just too much and I cannot deal with it. If they have the Earthquake version, it's GG's. And even though I'm supposed to have a good matchup, I mean, it feels like I can't do anything. So I'm honestly shocked that Supercell has not gone with an emergency nerf on the Electro Giant. The way it's taken over the meta is ridiculous, right? You really need to make sure you have good answers to it or else there's just no chance of you beating it. And it's such a powerful card right now. I really do think it does deserve an emergency nerf. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Now, I'm not taking this so seriously to where I'm actually gonna like stop playing Clash Royale or anything. I love the game. I don't take it serious enough to where I care, right? If I lose 2 games to this deck in a row, you know, it is what it is. And we're gonna be playing with it live to show you guys a bit of why it is so broken. I played a CC with this deck and I won 12-1 nice and easy, and I'm a casual player, so that says a lot. So let's get into one live match just to show you guys why it's so good. Now, I don't know if they need to nerf the reflective damage. I don't know if they need to nerf the mirror because it's not just the Electro Giant that's so broken. The Golden Knight's ridiculous as well in this deck, and not to mention the mirror is obviously also what makes the Electro Giant so strong. When you're playing with cards that aren't necessarily the best in the game, then the mirror, you know, it's not game breaking by any means. It's just a really solid card sometimes. But when you put mirrored, add those 2 levels on some of the most broken cards in the game, especially like Electro Giant, I mean, guys, it just really does get out of hand really quickly, and that is why so many pro players are calling for a change. Where right now, honestly, we're facing an Inferno Tower, which in theory, keep in mind, should be one of the best answers to the Electro Giant. So since we're going against someone that does have a couple direct answers to us, are we going to be fine here? Are we going to be able to get the win anyways? Probably, even though he has some of the best answers you could have. I don't see how he would win this, right? So we see the mini P.E.K.K.A. Let's go in with the Electro Giant at the bridge. We're facing Lava Hound, Inferno Tower. Very interesting deck. We do see the mini P.E.K.K.A. underneath, but I'm not too worried about it. That E-Giant, guys, gonna put in some work here. Let's go in. We could NATO this mini P.E.K.K.A. to our King Tower, but I don't really want to right now. Let's wait. We're gonna let that mini P.E.K.K.A. take our whole tower, and we are going to just go with an Electro Giant right at the bridge here in a second. Let's go with it in the back, actually. Nice and good Electro Giant in the back. If we're basically going against Lava Hound, obviously, we don't have any air counters, but that's kind of the thing, though. You don't need air counters with this deck because the Electro Giant is so powerful. Oftentimes, you can legitimately just wait and you can literally just trade towers and win the game off of that. It's absolutely ridiculous. As you see here, level 13 Electro Giants moving in. We're going to have another Electro Giant to go right on this King Tower. It's going to be absolutely ridiculous. He's going to need to 3-crown us before we 3-crown him, basically. Let's go in with an Electro Giant right at the bridge. We know he's got Hound, probably about to go with it. We go in with our E-Giant. Double Elixir is about to happen. We see the bats. Those are not going to be an ideal answer. He might be able to get an Inferno Tower down. He is able to. That's going to work out quite nicely, honestly, for him. Let's Let's go in with another Electro Giant in the back. He might be able to obviously take us down here. The Lava Hound's going to come down. We're going to go for the 3 crown. We're going to keep cycling. We're going to see what we can do here. But this really should not be a winnable matchup at all. But I mean, just because everything is so powerful, I'm not sure it's going to matter, guys. Let's go in with the cannon high. Let's go in with maybe another Electro Giant. It's going to get a little bit wacky here when we start getting a ton of Electro Giants down. Let's go in with the Electro Giant over here. Electro Giant on the right, simply just tanking, guys. Let's go in with an Electro Giant in the pocket. This is game over. I mean, they can't do anything, guys. And they legitimately have Mini P.E.K.K.A. and a bunch of other stuff. We have 3 Electro Giants, 2 of which are level 13, by the way, heading onto this man's tower, and he's playing Lava Hounds. Inferno Tower simply has like a ton of answers to us, and we don't have any answers to him except for the Electro Giant. I'm losing brain cells as we speak. It's a fat win, and I think that match right there should be a great example of why this deck is stupidly broken. Now, once again, if I'm Supercell, I would have to make a change. After seeing something like that, I mean, that is just ridiculous. I know a lot of players, though, however, aren't using the Electro Giant mirror. They're just using E-Giant. It's working out fine. That's nice and easy, but this deck is just crazy to me how it's working so well. So I do hope we see a change. Let me know, once again, your thoughts down below in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Have a fantastic day. Master JD-san.